for many years and still continue to be faithful to the Lord. So can you give them a round of applause? Sorry. You know, on the 1st of January, before I was going to be ordained as a priest, I remember I was in St. Bernadette Parish Hall. I was waiting, filled with a lot of anxiety, knowing what's going to happen, but yet at the same time, not knowing what's going to happen. So I asked a few senior priests who was in front of me, those veteran priests, I shall not mention what's their names, and asked them, fathers, what is the secret to eternal life? No, that's not the question, okay? Why would I ask that? Jesus already answered that. So I asked them, fathers, how can I be a good priest? The priests look at each other, look at me and smile, and they notice at the corner of their eye, our Father Kenny Tan stood not so much far away. And they basically put one hand on my shoulder, move my body slightly to face Father Kenny, back at least, and point to him. Do whatever he tells you to.
Wow.
Today's gospel, a woman did just that. She said, do whatever he tells you to. But before we look at that statement, we ask ourselves, what is the level of faith this woman has? And perhaps we go back to last Sunday when we celebrate the baptism of the Lord. Why do I say that? Let's recall. On the baptism of the Lord last Sunday, when Jesus emerges from the water, for the first time, Jesus and his surrounding people heard the voice of the Father saying, "This is my Son, the beloved. My favor rests on him." It was the promise of the Father that his favor is now resting on Jesus. It was the claim and the ownership of that relationship between the Father and the Son. And through the waters that Jesus rises up from, we are now together as God's children. Perhaps we ask ourselves, when last week when we hear God the Father says, "My favor rests on you," are you sure? Did not Jesus the Son end up on the crucifix? Did he not suffer insults? Did he not suffer persecution? Then what is God's favor? Then he seems to bring to mind that God's favor is not so much a protection from preventing bad things from happening in your life, but it is the assurance of God's love and providence in your life that no matter what difficulties you are going through, He will be with you. When I was in the seminary, I remember there was a senior brother who was now a priest in Malaysia. He shared with us this story, which I'm going to share with you right now. It's a story about a father and son waiting to cross the road. They were at the pedestrian crossing. They were waiting for the green man to flash. And just as the green man began to flash, the daddy looked down to the son, who's in lower primary school, asked the son, "Son, can you hold my hand?" The boy cheekily looked up defiantly and said, "No, Daddy, I don't want to." The daddy frowned. The daddy once again tried his luck and said, "Son, hold my hand." Notice the emphasis. The father's patience is being tested. But the son once more tested his luck and said, "Daddy, I don't want to." Now in an Asian context, right, the father would make one tight slap across his face. But the father, with the patience of the saints, knelt down in front of the little boy, looked deeply into the eyes, and asked, "Son, hold my hand." And the son again refused. "No, Daddy, I don't want to." The daddy asked, "Why, son? Why?" The little boy shook his body like all boys do sometimes, very cheekily, and said to the father, "Daddy, I don't want to hold your hand. I want you to hold my hand. Because if I hold your hand, when I'm afraid, I will let go. But if you are the one who hold my hand, I know that you will never let go. That you will never let go." My brothers and sisters in Christ, the idea of God not letting go is being placed on emphasis. Just now the letter read so beautifully in the first reading, when the prophet Isaiah proclaimed to the naughty people of God, who has been so naughty, they turned away from God from time and time again. But yet God spoke through this prophet Isaiah to tell to the people, you are to be the crown of splendor in the hand of the Lord, a princely diadem in the hand of your God. For the Lord takes delight in you, and your land will have this wedding. A promise of God the Father's love that He will never let go of His people, that He will never forsake His people. Let's move on to the gospel today. Let's move on to talk about this strange woman who has the audacity to tell the servants, do whatever he tells you to. Let's look at this woman. I can think of at least 5 instances that perhaps this woman might be justified to say those words to God. The first instance, facing the unknown. Remember at the Annunciation, when an angel appeared to this woman, what's the name of the angel? Can you say again? 1, 2, 3. Somehow it made me feel good. The angel Gabriel appeared to this woman and said, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. With that, he promised her that the Son of God would now be carried in her womb. And that woman, a young Jewish girl, knowing nothing at all, facing the unknown, she simply said, Behold, I am the handmaid of the Lord. In facing the unknown, she still said yes. The second instant, when she's facing uncertainty. Remember when this woman was carrying baby Jesus in her womb, and they were looking for a place to give birth, and there was no hotels, no place for them to give birth to Jesus. And they had to find a lonely place, a manger, a stable. Can you imagine this, my brothers and sisters in Christ? For those of you who are married, the first most important thing that you want to ensure is that your wife has a safe and clean place to give birth to. And a woman who carries a child will want the child to be born in a safe, clean environment. And even that is taken away from this woman. Can you imagine the amount of uncertainty that she faced? But even in the face of uncertainty, she still said yes. The third instant, when she faced fear. During the time when Jesus was born, King Herod, the king at that time, had no room in his heart for the King of Kings, for the newborn Lord of Lords. He ordered the killing of all the Hebrew male babies. Imagine the atmosphere of murder and killing and the wailing of all the mothers whose children has been slaughtered. That woman and her husband escaped safely away from Israel to Egypt. When facing fear, she still said yes. The fourth instance, when facing sadness. Imagine this, in the Jewish custom, it is customary for the women to bring the child to the temple of God to offer up to God. And in doing so, they will offer something sacrifice to thank God for the gift of the child, the gift of life. And this mother, you tell me, is there any mother with a newborn child who would not want to show their child to everyone? And furthermore, this woman is carrying the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, and she's amazed that at the birth of her son, of our Lord, that the 3 wise men came forward, the angels sang, and the shepherds came, offering praise and homage to this. And yet in the temple filled with so many people like here, none of them noticed who God is. Nobody paid attention to them. What kind of sadness do you think this woman is feeling? But God can never be outdone in generosity. Because in scriptures we know 2 persons was there to recognize who Jesus is, to give glory to God. Simeon and Anna. In facing sadness, this woman still said yes. Lastly, in facing anxiety. Remember, this woman and her husband were traveling. Then out of the blue they noticed their child Jesus was not with them. Parents, if your children are not with you, don't you go in the sense of panic? Don't you go in the sense of anxiety when you do not know where they are? And that's exactly the anxiety the woman and her husband felt. Imagine that. And when they find the child Jesus, 3 days later, finding that child Jesus in the temple with the cheek to say this, sorry Lord, do you not know I have to be in my Father's house? And in facing this anxiety and not knowing what those words mean, Mary, in some of the Bible scriptures say, Mother Mary pondered this in her heart. In the midst of facing this anxiety, Mary still say yes. We are not so different from that woman, are we not? Do we not face the unknown? When we lost our job, when we are retrenched, we do not know what's the way forward. Do we not face uncertainty? When we do not know whether our loved ones, can they be healed? Can they overcome their sickness? Do we not face fear when daily we fear that something will happen to our family? Do we not face sadness when our loved ones is taken away from us? Do we not face anxiety when we worry constantly about our children, about our family members? But this woman has experienced all of these emotions, and thus she has and deserves to have that audacity to tell the servants, do whatever he tells you to. Because in her faith, she knows from the first story I shared with you that God the Father will never let go. How many of us here, the moment we are Catholic, when bad things happen in our life, we feel that God doesn't love us. There is no God. There's no point in coming to the church. You think that you're hanging on to the faith with your own strength. But it is not true. God is holding on to your hand and He will never let you go. That is His promised love for you. My dear brothers and sisters in Christ, do you realize that? Do you believe that this woman has the courage to say this and point people to Jesus is because she herself has truly believed that God has seen her through all her sufferings, all her pains, and He will continue to be with her. And perhaps this is the message I want to share with you for this Sunday. That I know some of you, your faith is hanging on by a thread. You demand a sign. You demand love to be shown to you. Don't let go. Because God will never let go of your hand. God loves you. He really does.